Hey everybody, Don here again, and welcome back to Ragged Edge Lure Works. So yesterday I received a package in the mail that I've been waiting for quite a while. This is a Dragonfly blank. It's kind of got this jitterbug front end and wings that mount on the top of it. Now, I don't know about where you guys live, but a lot of the ponds that I bass fish on, tons of dragonflies. I had one day where I was fishing my favorite pond and the dragonflies were just hitting down on the water and the bass were just pounding them. I was able to catch quite a few fish using a red Yum Dinger weightless because it doesn't sink very fast. And if I'd see a bass jump, hitting a dragonfly, I'd cast over in that general area. And boy, 9 times out of 10, I'd hook into a nice bass. So I've been waiting for these. They were on back order for a while, but I've got them now. And I'm going to paint some of these up using some of those iridescent color shift paints that I tried using the other day. So a couple days ago, I spent basically the whole day in my friend Kris Ellis's shop. You might know Kris from his YouTube channel, Mr. Tightlines. Kris is a great bass fisherman. He competes with us in the Granite State Kayak Anglers, but Kris is also a master lure maker, specializing in the big stuff, like this monster right here. Curse Max. You've seen this if you watched my Bucktails Outdoors channel. I got this at the end of the summer and I tried to catch some big bass with it. I didn't have any luck, but I know I'm gonna. But I just want you to see this bait. Ow! Sorry. I mean, Kris's paint jobs are just incredible. And we spent, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours in the shop talking about paint and airbrushes and fishing and on and on and on. And he gave me some really good pointers on using these color shift paints. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. All right, so one of the things Kris told me when I was talking about these color shift paints was instead of priming them with white, prime them with black, and the color shift and the iridescent effect will be way better. So that's what we're going to do. I mean, the first thing I'm going to do is tape the head off on this, scuff up the bill, and then put some clear coat on it because I do want these jitterbug style lips to remain clear. And then the rest of this body is just going to get a good coat of this color shift red. Hopefully this is a little darker than it looks in this bottle. And it's going to be a very simple paint job. I mean, I'm just going to paint this thing up in red and see if that iridescent look really shows up. And then I'll, figure out how to connect the wings. The wings have a little plastic piece that sits on top of this and plugs in, which I'll also paint red, and then we'll super glue those in. Hopefully those wings will stay on when a fish hits it. But let's not get to painting, but let's do some clear coating and some bill protection. Hang out. So I may have showed you this in another video, but the way I protect the bills on most of my crankbaits, and the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to rough this up with steel wool. It's not a bad looking plastic piece, but there are some imperfections and stuff. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rough it all up with steel wool. This is, I think, 2/0 or 3/0 steel wool. And then I'm going to just kind of tape off the body. We're going to take it outside. We're going to give it a quick coat of this Rust-Oleum 2X Clear. This is what I use on my bills. And then once that's dried, we'll tape it up to protect it, and we'll paint the rest of this thing. So this is kind of what I do. Just want to get that roughed up just a little bit. And what it does, it kind of it makes it a little bit opaque. When you put that 2X Clear on there, it just comes out crystal clear. So let me just get this roughed up a little bit. You can see, and I'm going to wash this off with alcohol to make sure there's no fingerprint oil on it, and then we'll do the spray. Hang out. All right, so here's one that I've protected, and I kind of went maybe a little bit overboard because you can paint over that 2X clear once it's dried. But the basic idea is just to get the majority of the body protected, and then I can spray this with that 2X clear. Put it on the rotisserie, let it dry, and then we'll get back into the painting. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to show you is before I spray this down, I wipe the bill down with a little isopropyl alcohol. And then let that dry, just to make sure that there's no bodily oil from my fingers on there. All right, well, we've got these things taped off. Now I'm gonna step outside, and I generally wear gloves, just don't get it on my hands, and then basically just, and that's a nice even coat. Now we'll put this on the rotisserie. Boop, 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 boop. And let that dry. Takes about 12 hours to dry completely. I will probably put a second coat on after an hour or so. Let's grab the second one. All right. Well, you can see how nice and clear those this jitterbug bill came out. I've got these wrapped up now. I'm actually going to do four of these instead of just two. I'm going to do 2 in one color and 2 in another. So, all right. So you see, I've got the lips all taped up. There's this little spot right here that where the wings go in, and then there's a little plastic thing that punches in there. And there's 2 really tiny holes, and I didn't want to get any paint in there, so I'm just covering that up. The wings will cover that up. So yeah, let's put some opaque black on these things. All right, we're starting off with opaque black. And as always, from now on, I'm going to be using a fair amount of reducer. All right. Here we go. Looks like pretty good coverage. Let's heat set that. We're going to go with this iridescent blue flash, because a lot of the dragonflies or damselflies in my area are blue. And you can't really shake this stuff up because it's like paste. So let's squeeze some of it out. There you go. You see what that looks like? And a bunch of reducer. And then we're going to mix it up with this brush and see what this looks like over this black. Some of the results I saw when I was over at Kris's was pretty amazing, the difference between spraying this stuff on white and spraying it on black. So All right, here we go. Put this in the brush. And it's spraying. Oh man. The effect is so different over black. I'm going to put several coats on this. All right. Well, look at the man. Look at the shine on that. This is I put 4 coats of this blue flash. Now this isn't really a color shift because it doesn't go like blue to green or blue to purple. I do have some of those, but this is just blue flash. And you know, a lot of the dragonflies near where I'm at, this is a pretty close color, and they are very metallic looking, so I think this is going to rock. Let's clean out the airbrush and do those other 2 with this red flash and see what it looks like. Well, this is red flash. Now, you tell me this doesn't look pink, but I'm real interested to see what this looks like on top of that black. So we'll reduce this down really well. And see what it looks like. Man, this stuff is thick and it takes a while. It really takes a while to get it smoothed out enough where I think it'll run through the gun. And even with as much reducer I just put into it, it definitely needs more. Might be a little thick. Let's try it. This is going to take a lot of coats, I can tell, because you can barely see it. This first coat. I think once this dries and we get several coats on there, looks like it's going to be pretty cool. Heat set. All right. This is coat number 4. It's really looking more purple. Well, this is 4 coats of that blue flash. All right, it's pretty cool looking. I mean, it's not color shift, but it definitely has a nice metallic look to it. Definitely iridescent. This is 7 coats of that red flash, both over black. And it was getting lighter every time, but I'm not sure I'd ever really get red. So this is kind of a purplish. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to take some transparent red and go over the top of it and just, I mean, this is not going to be iridescent paint, just regular transparent red. I might throw some transparent blue on these ones if that works, but let's try the red. All right, I'm going to put this transparent red right in the cup. I'm not going to thin it. I probably regret it, but let's, if it looks too thick, I'll put a little reducer in there. I'm just going to put a little bit in here. All right. I'm just going to do a light coat over this one. I might lose all that iridescent look. We'll see. Let's give it a quick heat set. Yeah, I'm going to do it on both of them. the paint. Okay, so the red ones came out pretty good. You can still see that iridescent look underneath the red. It was a transparent red. I'm gonna change this just to change the tone of it a little bit. This is a transparent blue. I'm gonna thin this one just a little bit. We'll see what it looks like with a tad of transparent blue over it. Uh-oh, what happened? Got a dead battery, dang it. All right, well, we're going with this camera only. Oh yeah. Just gonna make it a little bit more blue. This heat set. Okay, so here we are. We've got eyeballs in them, and I've got the wings on them. I would have showed you that, but that was really kind of a pain in the butt. There's some little pegs on these black tabs right here that go into some holes, and I broke one of them off on this one. I actually scratched the paint on that one, but we're going to put clear coat on these things and put them on the rotisserie. Boy, this epoxy really makes that iridescent look pop. I'm trying to get a little bit on the wings too, just to help those adhere a little bit better than just the super glue alone. All right. All right, well, here's the finished product. I gotta tell you, this is kind of a cool lure, and you guys probably know I do sell my lures. Everything you've seen on this channel is for sale, $10 a piece plus $5 shipping and handling. But these ones I do not think I'm going to put up for sale, at least until I've had a chance to fish them, because I don't know how well those wings are going to hold up to a big bass strike. But you know these are going to get nailed by some big bass. And yeah, that's going to be fun. So these are going into my personal tackle box. And I am going to spend a little more time with these iridescent / color shift paints in the future. So stay tuned. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.